Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a step-by-step process on how you can easily create an automated class attendance research tracker, which tracks the daily, weekly, and monthly attendance for each student. And it also automatically calculates the total attendance from the beginning till the end of the school year for each student that you have in your class, such that at the end of the school year, you have a total of how many times a student was present in class for that entire school year. But first, let me walk you through how this attendance tracker actually works. Now, as you can see, it starts with the section where you write down the name of the teacher, the level or the class that you teach, and then you go now to the name of the school. And then you can see it starts with the student ID number. This is where you write it down, and you have the first, last name of the student, and of course the gender. And as you can see, each gender is separated into two different colors, which we have the female in red and of course the male in blue for easy identification, right? And when you scroll to the right, you can see the attendance tracker actually starts in the month of September, and then it goes right to the month of October, November, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason why it starts in September is because in my country, the school year actually starts in September. Now, each month is divided into the different weeks. Now, as you can see, September is divided into 4 different weeks, and each week is also divided or separated into the 5 different school days, which is from Monday right up to Friday. And if you come down, each day is divided into 2, which is Monday morning and also afternoon. Now, the reason why we have morning and afternoon here is because we're going to be tracking the attendance for each student in the morning and also in the afternoon. The reason is because there are times when a student might be present in the morning but absent in the afternoon. So we're going to be tracking the attendance for that. All right. Now, when you scroll to the right, you can see the weekly total for each week. You can see it's separated into 4 different weeks, which we have here. And then we have the total attendance or the total number of times the student was present for that particular week, and also the total number of times a student was absent in that particular week. You also have for the second week, the third, and the fourth week. And then just beside, we have the monthly total, which also tracks the total number of times the student or each student was present in that particular month, and also the total number of times each student was absent in that particular month. Next is the brought forward. And this brought forward is what is going to help us to automatically calculate the overall number of times each student who has been present in class or was present in class from the beginning till the end of the school year. We're going to be taking the total number of times each student has been present in class for the previous months. That is before this current month that we are in, and we're going to add it to the total number of times the student has been present in this our current month to get the overall total number of times a student has been found present in class from the beginning since school started right up to that current month, so that we can add that total to the total number of presence we have in this current month, and then it gives us now the sum total of the number of times that student has been found present in class from day one. So right here we have the total number of times the student has been present in class in the September, but the total here is the total number of times the student has been present in class from day one or since the day that school started, right? Now, if you take a look here, the brought forward is 0 because there was no other month before September, because like I mentioned, the school year starts in September. But if you come here to October here, you can see that the brought forward now is the total from this previous month, which is this 38. right? So this is the previous. We have taken the total, that is the overall total that the student has been present from day one school started. And now we have, if you come and look here, we have the monthly total for this month of October. This is the total number of times this student has been present in the month of October. And this is the total number of times the student has been present from the previous months, right? The other previous month. And now to get now the sum total of how many times the student has been present, right, from day one till this month, we have to add the total number of times the student has been present in this month and add it to this brought forward from the other previous months, and we have now the total. Once you come now to the final or to the end of the school year, now this total is going to be now the overall total number of times that student has been present in class, so that we don't need to come back to start looking at how many times the student has been present in the previous month to get the overall sum, and that is it. So we're going to be looking at how we can easily create this using Google Sheets. All right, we're going to start with a blank sheet. And to create a blank sheet, I'm going to come at the bottom left corner right here. And where you see this little plus sign, click on that. And you'll be able to create a new sheet. Next, I'm going to type in the titles of my tables. And if you're new to Excel or Google Sheets, to go to the next cell, you just need to use your arrow key and it's going to take you to the next cells and where you can type in your title. And next, I'm going to type in the month. Each month is divided into the different weeks. I'm going to come here and type in week 1. And the weeks are further divided into the different 5 school days. And I'm going to come at the bottom right here and type in the first day, which is Monday. And again, the days are further separated into 2 different sections, which we have mornings and afternoon. Right now that I have the last subsection, I can go now to continue with the days of the week. And the next is Tuesday. So I'm going to click on this cell right here and then type in T and then come here. The subsection is morning and afternoon. Go again and type in Wednesday, morning and afternoon. All right, now that that is done, I'm going to come here and select the cells from G to P from the top right. Now, once I'm done with that, I can just bring my cursor here. And once it turns into the little plus sign, you can just drag and adjust the cells, right? So that is good. All right, now that is done, we're going to start adding some formatting to the cells. We're going to start with the week, right? So we're going to select this entire row from G right up to P. And I'm going to come here. As you can see, my tools options are not here because I've logged them. So just come at the top here and click that drop down arrow. You're going to see all your tools options right here. Then we're going to go to formats and then go to merge cells, merge all, right? So we have already merged all of the cells. Then we can now go to bold the text and of course give it the middle alignment or the center alignment, right? And we're going to go now to the next, which is the days. So we have the days are separated, that divided into 2. So we're going to select these 2 rows and then go again to formats and we're going to merge the cells together, merge all, turns into a single cell. Then we're going to add the middle or center alignment and then bold it. We're going to be doing the exact same thing to the other days of the week. And again, we're going to be merging the 2 rows together and we're going to align it in the center and then bold the text. All right, now that that is done, I'm going to come, let's start for this one. Since it's divided into 2, we're going to add borders. And to do that, I'm going to select these 3 cells together and come here. At the top here, you're going to see the borders right here. Click on that. I'm going to give it this border, right? So that it's separated. Now, to easily do this, we can just select all of them like this, and then just go to border and give it this border, and it's as simple as that. All right, we're going to go to week 2, and instead of typing from start like what we did for the week 1, we're going to just select all of the cells like this. And then we're going to right click and then click copy. and then go to the next cell from where week 1 starts, right? And then just right click again and click paste. And you can see the exact same thing has appeared here, right? So we're going to just adjust it again. We're going to select the cells from at the top here from Q right up to this last one, Z, and bring our cursor here. Once it turns plus, we can just adjust, drag, and until you're satisfied with the size of the cell. All right. Now, if you take a look at the screen closely, you can see on my sheet, I don't have any more columns and rows to work with because it ends at Z, all right? But I want to continue adding from Z. Now, what we can do here is to add more cells and more columns and more rows. So what we're going to do is to come out the top left-hand corner here, click here, and it's going to select the entire 26 columns. Come here on Z, right click, and then you're going to see insert 26 columns. So click on that and it's going to automatically add more columns. So every time you want to add more cells and columns to your sheet, that is what you're going to do. Now we have another 26 more cells to work with. Right, so we can now go ahead and add more weeks to our sheet. And since September has 4 weeks, we're going to select these 2 weeks, all right? Just copy again, right click and copy, and then come here and then paste. And you can see all the 2 weeks, the 2 weeks has been inserted. I'm going to change this to week 3 and week 4. And then I'm going to add a border to this week title. Again, I'm going to select the rows for the weeks and then adding a border. Click here, give it this all border. I'm going to come here where it says border style. Click on that and give it this sticker border style. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the month right here. You can see these are different cells. So what I'm going to do is to select the rows, right, and any year. I'm going to format it since there are different cells here. Click on format and merge the cell to all. It turns into one cell. Then we're going to bold the text. Come here, give it the center alignment, and then we can add in a border. So click here, and then we're going to give it this border, right? You can also give it a border style, give it the sticker border, but it's already on sticker border, so it's okay. I can also just increase the size, the font size for the month. So just increase. Now that is looking okay. And right here, we're going to scroll to the left and then we're going to select these cells. We're also going to give it this, we're also going to give it a border, right? Select it and go to borders and then going to give it this all borders, right? Next, we're going to start by let's just merge out these cells, right? So select this. Let's start with the student ID. Select this and go to format and go to merge cells and merge it all into one. Then we're going to come here, give it this center alignment, and then also going to give it this vertical alignment. All right. So click on that and give it the middle. And yeah, so you can see it's in the middle. We can just bold the text and there you have it. And again, I'm going to do the same for these other ones. We're going to select and then go to format, merge it all, give it this middle or this center alignment, and of course the middle align. Okay. And then add a bold. So we're going to do the same for the last name and of course the gender as well. All right, so we're going to come here and continue with our headings, right? So we're going to add the weekly total heading title right here. And then come bring your cursor here and just drag to adjust the cell like so. Okay. Right, so I'm going to just leave it like this. Okay, so it's looking okay. Now, the weekly total is further divided into 4 different sections, which we have the total for each week, right? So we're going to come here and we can just type in 1, and then again, the each week is also further divided into 2 separate sections, which are the total number of times a student was present in class in that 1 week, and of course the total number of times the student was absent in class in that week. So I'm going to add the different subsections on the weekly total, and then we can continue with the formatting. Next, we can just merge these cells for the first week. So select these two cells, insert A, and we go to formats and then go to merge cells and merge all. It turns into one cell, okay, which is further divided into two separate cells. We're going to select the two cells for P and A, and then come here and add this border style here. Or I can just select this entire row here and then add in the border style, right? So it's simple like that. And then we're going to come here and then we're going to just bold the text, select everything and bold, and then we'll just adjust the cell so that it looks clean and it looks great. And for the weekly total, again, we're going to merge this cell and end here. So select that cell, go to format and then merge all. And there you have it. And I'm going to select this and add in a border. And for the weekly total, I'm also going to add in a border here. Select. And then let's just continue the border to merge this cell for the month so that it ends right here. Okay. So we'll need to merge them. Go to format and merge all. Right. So it's looking great. And then we're going to go now to the next, which is the monthly total. I'm going to come here and type in monthly total, and it's further divided into two, which is the total presence, the total number of presents, and the total absence, right? And then we're going to adjust the cells like that, and we're going to merge this, right? Merge it into one, and then we're going to merge these two cells so that it looks clean, and then center align it like that. And then we can now add in a border. All right, now that that is done, we're now to the next subtitle, which is the brought forward. I'm going to type in brought forward in the cell. And then we're going to adjust this cell, and I'm going to wrap up this text so that it fits perfectly into that cell. So select the cell and go to format and go to wrapping and then click wrap. You can see it has wrapped this text to fit perfectly into this cell. So we're now to the total. The next title is a total. Again, we're going to adjust this cell and we're going to align it center or middle and then give it this middle alignment, right? And we're going to wrap it as well, but there's no need to wrap. And then we're going to add in borders. So select this. First of all, we're going to just merge these two cells together. Okay, we're going to give it this clean look. So want this to become one cell so it looks clean. So select this and we're going to merge all. You can see it turns into one, and then we're going to give it a middle alignment. Do the same for the total. Select these columns and go to format and merge all. Turns into one single cell, and then give it this middle alignment as well. And select it and then give it a border style. Great. And then we're going to just merge this month cell right up here. Format, merge all, turns into one single cell. Now it's looking clean and clear. So we have our heading table set, and now is to just add the important information, which is we're going to start with the student ID, name, first and last name, and of course the gender. Now you can type it manually, but I have it written somewhere. I'm going to copy and paste it in here. Right, so I have the names written here, both the last and the first and last name, and also the gender is in one cell, but I want to separate them, okay, so that each goes to their own separate cell. So we're going to select these names here, go to data, and then come here where it says split text to columns, click on that, and then click on these arrows here, click space, and you can see it automatically separate them easily. And then I can just easily number them. Okay, we're going to add numbering to the names. So we're going to start with 1, click on the cell and type in 1, click on the cell and type in 2, and again 3. And then to auto number them, just select these 3 cells. Use your cursor here. Once it turns to plus, you can just drag and in here. You can see it automatically numbers them. Now we can go ahead to add a border. So I'm going to select the cells right to here, go to borders at the top here and choose a border style. I'm going to use this and then give this rounded border. And again, I'm going to add the inner border. I'm going to select again, come back to borders and choose a border style. I'm going to choose these dotted lines. I'm going to give this inner border. All right, it's looking perfect. And we can go now to the next step, which is to add our tick boxes. And to do that, we're going to select all the cells for all the weeks. All right, we have the 4 weeks. Make sure we select the entire cells. And then we're going to go to insert and click tick box. And it's automatically going to add in the tick box there. Again, I'm going to add in an outer border to further design or separate this text box, right? All right, now once that is done, we can go ahead to the weekly total. I'm going to start with the first one. And this first one is to calculate the total number of times a student was present in class in that whole first week. We're going to be using the count if formula, which we're going to be typing the equal to sign and type count if, open bracket, and then scroll here to week 1. Select the entire text box for the first student for week 1. And we're going to come back and then give a comma and give a space, open parenthesis. No, sorry, open the quotation mark, type in true, close the quotation mark, and then close the bracket. I don't know why I keep calling parentheses, but it's quotation mark, right? So for absent, we're going to do equal to sign and count if, open brackets, come again, select the text boxes for week 1 right up to Friday and give a comma, open quotation mark, type force, close the quotation mark, and then the brackets. And that is the formula. Now we're going to click on that and then use the plus sign, just drag to give the exact same formula to the other students, right? Or to the other boxes. For week 2, we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time we're going to be selecting the text boxes for week 2, right? So we're going to give a command, space, open quotation mark, type true, close the quotation mark, and then close the brackets. And we're going to do the exact same thing for this, but this time again, false, because it's absent, right? All right, once that is done, we can go and quickly add in a border, select this entire cells, go to border, choose a border style. I'm going to use this outer border style and a thicker style. And there we have it. I'm going to also add in an inner border, and I'm going to choose a lighter inner border style, right? Next, we go now to the total monthly presence for each student. And this time is a simple addition. We're going to add all of the total presence for the week. All right. So we're going to add the total number of times the student was present in week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. Right, to do that, we're going to go to the cell, give the equal to sign, and then select the total presence for week 1, which is this cell, and then a plus sign. And to add a plus sign, just hold down the shift key and then click the plus sign on your keyboard. And it's going to add a plus sign. And then select for week 2, the total presence for week 2, adding a plus sign, and select for week 3, adding a plus sign, and week 4. And just tap in the enter button, and that is the total number of times the student has been found present in class for that entire month. To calculate the total monthly absent, this time we're going to be adding up the total weekly absence, and we're going to be selecting the cells, right? So we're going to adding up the cells, and there we have it. So just drag to give the same exact formula to the other cells. Then we're going to add in a border again, select this and Let's just remove this border and then add a thicker border, outer border. And again, we're going to add in an inner border. Go to the style, choose a lighter, and then the inner border. Now we go now to brought forward, and brought forward, like I said earlier, brought forward is just the total for the previous months, the total number of presents for all the previous months before this current month that we're working on. And since September is the first month of the school year, there is no previous month. So we're going to add 0 here. Now, for the overall total, like I earlier said, we're going to just add in the total number of times a student was found present in class in this current month to the other previous month, which is this brought forward. So type in the equal to sign and then select this total monthly present cell plus, and then select this brought forward cell. And there you have your formula. Just drag and give the exact same formula to all the other cells. And then we're going to add in a border again. Select and add in this. Gonna add in this outer thicker border. All right, so now that everything is looking great and okay, we can then go and add in some colors to our table. And we're going to start with the gender here to separate the gender. So we're going to select that cell and go to format, go to conditional formatting. And on the right here, you're going to see this little bucket icon. Click on this, is a fill background color. So we're going to give a no fill background color, right? And next, we're going to go to the formatting rules. Click on this little drop down arrow. Click on text contains. And we can type in F here as a value that we want to change the color. Come here, text color. And this time we're going to give it a pink color. So we want all the females to appear in pink, right? So the gender should appear in pink. You can see automatically on the left it appears in pink. So we can just click here, done. I'm going to add another row. So click on add another row. And this time, go to format rules, text contains. And this time we're going to give it M, which is for male. Give it a no background fill, click none. Text color, we're going to give blue. So you can see it has applied here on the gender table here. So click done and let's just get out of this table. Click X. And we can now go to the weekly. We can add some colors to this weekly total. And let's say I want all the presents to appear in blue and all the absence to appear in red. So for the presents, we can just select the cell and come here at the top where it says the text color, and we're going to give it a blue color. I'm going to do the same for the other ones, but for all the absence is going to appear in red. So I'm going to give it the red color. And for the presents, I'm going to give it the blue color. All right, so let's test this out to see if it works. If a student is present, just tick the box. And as you can see, it automatically affects the weekly and monthly total and also the overall total. All right, so it's working perfectly. All right, let's further beautify this table by adding some colors to it. So I'm going to select this entire table here and we're going to go to formats at the top, choose alternating colors, click on that. And these are different default styles that you can use here, but you can also come here and give your own colors. So I'm going to start with the header, click there, and then I'm going to give this blue color. As for color 1, I'm going to click and give it a lighter blue color. And for color 2, I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to click done. All right, now it's looking okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create the other table for the other months. Now, instead of going back to start creating the table from scratch, so what we can do here is to simply copy this table. We're going to start with the month section, right? So I'm going to start here, select everything right up to the total right here, right click, click copy, and then just come to this next table and paste. And then we're going to change this to October and just adjust this other section here. Wait, adjust it so everything looks neat and clean. All right, let's check out the formula to see if we need to adjust it even for this month. I'm going to start for the weekly total. We're going to start here for past week 1. Click on that. You can see this is a cell. So you can see that it is correctly selected. All right. So it copies the exact same formula style that we did for the month of September, and it has brought it here. Just automatically copied the text boxes accordingly. Okay, so this is looking okay. Even for the absence, it has copied this exact week, the text boxes for week 1 as well. And that means even for the other ones, it's the same, exact same thing. And let's check out for monthly total as well. Okay, so if you check here, it has copied, it has added the pass, the weekly pass total, and then add it here. Even for absence. And the only thing we need to change now is just the brought forward. Remember, the brought forward is to take the total for the previous months. And the only previous month we have here is September. And of course, we're going to go back to September. So to copy the exact same, we're going to give equal to sign. And then come here to September and then just click on this total. Select this total cell. And then let's go back. Okay, so the cell has been selected. The total is going to automatically come here. So click the enter button and let's check it out to see if everything is looking correctly. So let's come back to September and let's say we tick out the student 1 is present. Let's just tick it out. You can see it affects everything here. You can see also the total has changed to 5. And if you go to October, you're going to see the brought forward is going to be 5 as well, because that is the total for the previous months. Now, if you come now to October, let's say you're marking the attendance for the month of October, you're going to see everything changes here, right? The total has changed. Just the brought forward is still the same because it's from the previous month, but the total changes here because we're taking the total for this previous total number of times the student was present for this previous month and adding it to this brought forward to get the overall total presence. And then we can just drag out this formula till the end here to give it the exact same style and formula style. And of course, fix the border style. And we can now go to the next month. And again, we're going to do the exact same thing, which is to copy this table for the month, starting from the month, and just copy and paste it. And then we can come here and change this to November. Now, another thing to note is that, as you can see, this month has just 4 weeks. There are certain months with 5 weeks. So what you need to do is to just adjust everything. So you can come to this month, for example, let's say November has 5 weeks. Just come and add another week 5, right? And then you go now to weekly total and adjust the formula as well. Also for monthly total. For the weekly total, you can just go under the total pass. You can just go and do the count if formula for week 5 as well, right? So we're going to add 5 after 4, add 5, and then we'll do the counting formula and select the text boxes for week 5 as well to get the total pass and total weekly absent. Then for monthly total, we're going to adjust the formula simply by just adding the total pass for week 5 right here, okay, and also adding the total absence for week 5 to get the overall monthly total for this month. Now, as for the brought forward for November, let's click on this cell. You can see it has automatically selected the total for the month of October. So this is a cell that is selected here. And just to be clear, this brought forward for November is the total number of times the student has been present or found present in class before this month of November. All right. So to get the overall total right up to the month of November is just to add the brought forward to the total monthly presence for November and you get the total. So that's how we're going to be doing for the other months till go to the end of the school here, and the total that we're going to see for the last month of the school here is going to be the overall total number of times a student has been found present in class. Alright guys, so that is how you can easily create an automated class attendance register tracker. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if this video was useful in any way, please hit that thumbs up button and also share it to all the teachers you know. Also leave a comment if you have any question. If you're a teacher, I would gladly like to know if this was helpful to you in the comment section. Thank you once more for watching, and also hit that subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed to the channel. And as always, see you in the next video.